opinion, the most exciting fight of this main card right here, man. Vucenic got Jordan Vucenic versus Chris Duncan. AJ, man, this dude Vucenic is no joke. You come in, dog. All right, hold on. Let me just give the roundup right here. You come in on what, 6 days notice, 9 days notice, something super short. You go to a 3-round decision with Guram Kutataladze, one of my sleepers, one of the guys who I've been saying is a how would you say, a hidden gem, if you will. And what did you do? You lost the fight. All right, that's fair. But you started off hot. You won the first round, and everything kind of went downhill from there. But you showed massive promise against a dude who is an underrated stud who, honestly, I mean, taking that fight on short notice, that tells you everything that you need to know. But you get Chris Duncan in return, and he's coming off of that big win against Oki, man. Balaji Oki, that first round submission where nobody thought it was going to happen. The striker comes in and submits the dude. All right, right on, man. Vucenic, though, you fought everyone there is to fight in the regional scene, I should say. And now you're in the UFC, up a weight class, because traditionally he is a 145er, so 1-1 at 155 pounds, including the short notice loss. My question to you is, how far of a run can this man go, and how much of a deterrent, how much of an obstacle is Chris Duncan standing in his way for this bounce back fight?
That's a good question, Derek, because truly, I think it's still yet to be seen how far Vucenic can go. Like, I think, especially the potential and at the weight class he's at, 145 pounds, like, the boxing is there.
155
Oh,
now.
155 pounds, excuse me. The boxing is there. He's fast and he is powerful, but is he as powerful as a natural 155er, right? Like one of the notes I have written down, he has a piston of a right hand, but if you're hitting guys that are bigger than you and they're not feeling it as much as everybody else, especially on the regional scene where you're just knocking people out, submitting on left and right, like it goes into the play. So how far can he go in this division? I think he could be pretty good, especially like all the writings on the wall. This guy, we could see him at least in the top 10. But that's yet to be seen because is he in the right division right now?
I think he is, man, especially with him being able to have the performance he did against Kutateladze on short notice. I think it goes to show you, yeah, you're not going to have the devastating power that you maybe had the division below, but you could hang with all of these dudes, man. The boxing is crisp, the speed is phenomenal, the shots are impeccable. And I'm not trying to just say that this guy is the full package, but when you watch him, he pops off the page, in my opinion. When I watch tape, I'm like, this dude, you could tell he's the real deal. You could see why he had the success that he did on the regional scene, why he was a champion, right? But the guy in front of you, Chris Duncan, is no joke. The difference is, man, he's a massive dog. Plus 325 dog for Duncan, minus 450 for Vucenic, and I think it's for all of the reasons that I just stated right there. Really, it comes down to what's the path that he decides to take. Does he want to keep it standing? Does he want to make it grappling oriented? Based on the film that you watched, what do you think the approach is going to be on Saturday?
Ooh, are you saying Duncan or Vucenic?
Vucenic.
Vucenic. I think he's going to start slow, work the ground game to tire Duncan out, and then really try to piece him up and make a show of this one. I think especially with what you're talking about with the Kutateladze fight, there was a lot of notice there, but it wasn't as much as he popped off the page for us. It wasn't one of those that he got all the crowd, all the casuals looking now. So I think he's going to go in there, calm, composed right at the beginning, find his game plan, and then really put it to effect in rounds 2 and 3.
4 submission wins in his last 5, man, all in the first or second round for Vucenic right there. And then if you're looking at Chris Duncan, some good wins, man. Some good wins. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 wins, knockouts, couple decisions, and a submission. You gotta love it. I just think, like I said, Vucenic, man, 13-3, 12-2, Chris Duncan. These guys are good, but the line is not. I mean, you just can't get value from a minus 450 Vucenic. I think that they're betting not only on Vucenic, what he's done now, but I'm betting on his history, and I think they're betting on his promise in the future. So it's a multifaceted layer to this approach right here. Odds 2.5, plus 125 for the over, minus 160 for the under. Odds makers clearly think a finish is happening in this one. Plus 300 for a Vucenic knockout, plus 170 for a Vucenic submission. What are you taking?
Ooh, Derek, I like the under, especially because it's 2.5, so minus 160. I like it a lot. So just playing off that, I'm going with the Vucenic submission right here. Piece him up, get him tired, take him down, find a way to get a submission. Makes a lot of sense if you're Vucenic better.
Goes to show, man, it's hard to bet this fight because there's so many different paths because this guy is so good. But Chris Duncan is one of those guys who's a very healthy obstacle in front of you, because if you're not on your P's and Q, he's going to take you out for sure. So I like the fight right here. Vucenic is the play. Take him however you want him, but I like under 2.5 rounds at minus 160. I think that's probably your best bet right there. So yeah, you got anything else on this one?
Nah, brother, this one, I'm excited because I can see how this one would become a war as well.
That's right. But moving on to our next